Hey guys, Luke here, Tranquility Based Detailing. Welcome to the Detailing Show. So, coming up in this episode of the Detailing Show, we're going to be taking a look at Shiny Garage, checking out a few of their quick detailers, spray waxes, wheel cleaners, just give those all a thorough reviewing. We're going to take a look at Obsession Wax's Vision Glass Cleaner. I'm going to show you how to look after your microfibers. I'm going to do that using Wowo Microfibre Refresher, and then we're going to round everything up with a one manufacturer cleans from a new brand called Liquid Gloss Car Care. We're going to start, however, with that Shiny Garage segment. As always, any questions, ask them in the comments below and I'll answer all that I can. And description does have the links for these products as well. Why don't you enjoy this, and I'll see you on the other side. Welcome to a review for Shiny Garage. Now, Shiny Garage are a Polish-based firm. They sent me 4 products to try, but I wanted to put these pictures right at the start for what they do. So their detailing brush, their kit bag. And the reason for that is I think personally this is one of the best looking detailing ranges out there. It is simplistic but eye-catching. It looks classy, professional. I absolutely love everything about how they look. Now, if you go onto their website, they have been through a rebrand. And if you have a look at their previous incantations, their previous labeling, nowhere near as eye-catching. So I think this one for them, as far as a progression for the brand, and you know, it's my first experience with them, I think it's a massive, massive win for them. It just looks, for me, real sort of top shelf stuff. The detailing brush I showed you at the beginning there, white handle, blue bristles, looks tremendous kit. All of it really does. And then when you get the stuff delivered, and they sent to me 4 bottles to try, you know, it looks just as good in person. All of the detail is there. So in terms of, like you can see here, the labeling, with it being a Polish brand, the labeling's in Polish, but they've thought it through, and you've got that peel back section, and then within you've got, you know, all the English bits and bobs. You know, everything on this one, it just screams out sort of really well thought out products, and I've got a lot of love for the way they look and the way they're presented. So I wanted to say that first. But the actual products themselves, because the bottles could be pretty, the products pants, pleased to say not. The next thing that struck me when they sent to me the 4 bottles, my initial thoughts, and I even messaged a couple of friends on this, they sent to me a wheel cleaner, as you can see, and they sent to me a quick detailer, a spray wax, and a quick detailer spray wax combo. And I remember even messaging some friends saying they've sent me 3 of the same bloody thing. Now, I know there's subtle differences between a quick detailer and a spray wax, but really, on paper, you know, they've got a full range of products. I thought they've sent me 3 of the same thing. Why? I was really curious, not in a negative and a pessimistic way, but it really did have my curiosity. But they know what they're selling. They know what works. And I have to say that all of the products, I loved them. So I'll go through them one by one. I'll explain what I loved about them. But let's start with, as it's filmed, let's start with the wheel cleaner. So the wheel cleaner, it's in a 1 litre bottle. It comes with the spray trigger head, mouthful. It comes with the spray trigger. It's of the ilk of a bleeding wheel cleaner, so like a Built Amber Auto Wheel, for example. So spray, allow to dwell, then agitate, then remove. Now, why the dwell time on certain wheel cleaners? Obviously, it gives them time to cut into the dirt that's on there. Why the dwell time on anything that bleeds? Now, this may surprise some of you, may not know this. Fallout removers, and this sort of the element in this that causes the bleeding, it becomes acidic during the reaction. So as it's turning purple, it's going through that process where it becomes acidic, and that actually gives it more cut, more bite. It also makes a little bit of a mockery about the people that are selling these as pH balanced or pH neutral, but that's a story for another day, and that's not aimed at Shiny Garage. So I allowed this to dwell, as you saw there, sort of 3 minutes in real time, then came in with the selection of brushes, wheel woolies, Wowo's wheel mitt, things like that. You could feel, in terms of how you use it, it has some lubricity to it, and it has some cut to it. I imagine it sort of degreasers, you know, some fallout remover in there as well. Now, as a fallout remover, an out-and-out fallout remover, it's not as strong as a pure fallout remover. Now, how do I know that? After I'd cleaned the wheel, and I'll show you the cleanup or the close-up at the end of this, you'll see it's pretty spotless. But I gave it a hit with a fallout remover afterwards, and you could see it would still remove some fallout that was on the wheel. So really what I take from that is this is aimed more at being a wheel cleaner as opposed to being a fallout remover, because you guys know fallout removers, they're not wheel cleaners inherently. That's well, it's not what they're designed for. But this one, it really did a very good job at what it was designed to do. So it cut through the dirt, cut through all the grime. The added benefit of having a bit of fallout remover in there was, you know, the odd bit on there that I'm sure would have stuck with just a plain wheel cleaner. This was able to kind of bite into that as well and really deal with a lot of grime. And as you saw in the opening shots, my old man's car, it had been a few weeks since it's been cleaned, and it had been through a building site. So my dad's had to frequent a building site just on the run up to sort of this being done. So we weren't just really dealing with, you know, typical brake dust. There was a lot of muck on there, a lot of stuff that had been flung up. And I'm pleased to say the wheel cleaner caned through all of it. And I've been using this since I've been, you know, on the last maybe 4 reviews since I filmed this. I've been using this wheel cleaner exclusively just to get a good feel for it, and I really do love it. I really rate it. And you know, the fact that I go back to a product really is the acid test for me. You know, I've got other things that I could be trying and I could be using, but look, take a look at this. It's dealt with all the grime, you know, all of the bits and bobs you want out of the way. As a small caveat, just as I sort of pin into the back of this wheel, they've been subject to a really bad refurb in the past. So this brown that's under the lacquer, that's there to stay. You know, there's no wheel cleaner's going to deal with that, and that's not the fault of this product. But yeah, real fantastic wheel cleaner. If you're looking for one, you know, on the more intensive side, this one's got to be worth a consideration. I'd probably not use it as a maintenance wheel cleaner, and I do advocate to you guys, you know, prep being important, stay on top of jobs like your wheels, and if you do that, you don't really need something with as much bite as this. One thing I do want to try in the future is to dilute it and see if it is just sort of as equally competent in a diluted down form. But all in all, a very good wheel cleaner, and one that's easy for me to recommend. So onwards from that, quick detailer first. So like I say, I got quick detailer, then spray wax, and then the quick detailer spray wax combo. So we start with the quick detailer. I used it as a drying aid first and foremost, and this is one of the things that stuck with me. It's got one of those really awesome spray heads. You guys will know, if you use a lot of products, certain spray heads are just on the money, and this is one of those. I really love the trigger action, the spray pattern, the mist. It was one of those where if they could tell me where to buy these in bulk, it's what I would swap onto all of my other bottles, because it's just one of those. As much as like the industry seems to be going for these smaller little fiddly triggers, I think this is really the way that spray heads should be. So that bit, I just wanted to get that out there. The product itself, so as a quick detailer, it wasn't really chucked into the deep end on this one. So as a drying aid, brilliant. You know, it was a coolish day, so I had nothing drying on the paint. You know, sometimes it's nice to see how these things deal with water spotting and the like. Didn't really have to pitch it up against that, but as far as a wipe down product, left a really crisp finish. This is the reflection as we moved on to the spray wax. So the spray wax, a massively different consistency to the quick detailer. It's a little bit creamy. The quick detailer is more just your typical water type of viscosity. And this one, what it needed was more of a wipe around and then a buff. So I'm using Clean Zero Finish towel here. These are brilliant. If you do want to scoop some up, do. Wipe it around, no effort really, but it just takes that little bit of extra care. Wipe it around, buff it away. It adds immediate gloss, a depth to the paint. And as a combo, the two of these, they're absolutely brilliant. You know, that's sort of initial maintenance wash quick boost in the gloss. If you don't want to go to that step of having to reapply a wax, or your wax hasn't been there too long and you just want to boost the gloss levels back up, they are absolutely tremendous at that. And you know, I love them for that that quality too. These are just a few of the finished reflection shots again once it's had that added onto it. Cracked on around the rest of the car, and it really was a quick process. Didn't take any effort to get round. No streaking, no issues. All in all, this is going to sound like a bit of a love letter to Shiny Garage, and you know, I'm fine with that. I really loved everything about what they sent to me. There was no weak point. There was no part in the process of what they sent to me where I'd say, you know, this needs a tweak, or this needs a change, this needs a refinement. I mean, hell, even you know, the scents, they base the products on a fruit scent. So I had, like, the one was banana, one was raspberry, just very pleasant, just very nice, mellow types of scents in them. So there was just nothing here for me to fault, nothing that I would dislike, and everything for me to recommend. The problem that they have, and I say it's a problem, it's an opportunity, they're not really overly available over in the UK market. I had a quick Google, and there was one shop that was selling them, and they had sort of the old style branding, which, you know, the product's still going to work tremendously well. But I think in the UK market, these things could catch on. They should catch on, and there should be sort of a market for you guys to scoop them up. So harass them, send them some emails, find out where you can buy them, and see if we can get them over here in big numbers, because I think there is a brightness in the future for these guys. I'm going to revisit the Quick Detailer Spray Wax combo, but for now, back to me in the kitchen. So, I hope you enjoyed that look at Shiny Garage's products. They really are that good on the branding. I think it's very sharp and very eye-catching. It's a winner for me. Next, we're going to take a look at Vision, which is the new glass cleaner by the good people at Obsession Wax. You guys know I love their products. I've raved about them in the past. But is this one any good? I'm going to tell you, spoiler alert, yeah, it's actually quite good. But check this review out and you'll see exactly for why. As always, questions, ask them below. Check this out. Hey guys, Luke here. So, Obsession Wax Vision, it's their new glass cleaner. When I say new, I don't think they have an old glass cleaner, or at least I don't remember one. So it's their all new, brand new to the range glass cleaner. It's low alcohol, streak free, you know, all of those things that you want to hear when you're looking at a glass cleaner. Price wise, and I have to say I did just pat my pants a little bit when I clicked onto their website. I accidentally clicked on the 5 litre size and it said it was 25 quid. And I didn't read the description, and I thought, hey, this stuff is really bloody good, but it ain't 25 quid for 500ml good. But that's my fault. I was on the 5 litre size, so I can tell you guys that is the cost for 5 litres. I can also tell you it's £8.95 for the 500ml that you see. Like anything else from Obsession Wax, it comes with a colour-coded trigger and label. Why do I point this out? Because I'm a bit sad and I like small details like that. So the product itself, it's a bit weird, in a good way. I'll explain why it's weird. You spray onto the panel. It doesn't flash off because it's low alcohol. It's not like one of those where you just see it evaporate to nothing in no time at all. It goes as far as to say in the instructions, on really dirty windows, you can spray and leave. It says you can let it dwell for 1 to 2 minutes just to do what it needs to do before you wipe it away. So in that respect, it is brilliant in warm weather. It is brilliant in direct sunshine. And in terms of in use, it is weird in the way that it works. When you wipe this stuff round, it's like a really easy to use quick detailer for glass. That's probably the best way I can put it across to you guys. You just kind of wipe this stuff around and you almost buff it into the glass, and you admire your work, and quite rightly, it is streak free and clean. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant stuff. It's immediately jumped to the top of my list for a warm weather glass cleaner. You know, if I'm looking in colder weathers, a higher alcohol can help in terms of flashing them off. So, you know, I've still got sort of some preferred very high alcohol content glass cleaners.
But for me, for something that is so easy, so effortless to use and pretty foolproof, this one is a winner. If you are going to be placing an order with Obsession Wax soon, I'd encourage you to try it, because I really, really do think you'll like it. It does tick all the boxes, it does tick everything you'd want to do. Paired with, in this instance, I paired it with a Wowo glass cloth. Effortless. That's really the way I would word it. On the back window for my car, and this is sort of as the sun hits it, this is one that gets sun baked. So, you know, what I did was I had a few water spots on this one. So I applied and buffed as I did on the side ones. I did have to reapply, not the end of the world. Some water spotting sometimes can be as bad as that you'd need something that's acidic, but this one on 2 hits dealt with what, you know, sort of the dried on water from cleaning the car. So even against some really, really bad water spotting, still a very, very competent product. So, you know, I threw it at what I could. I tried it inside as well. So for me, there's no smoking in my car and no vaping, any of that malarkey. So for me, clean the inside, it did a great job. But I did get to try this actually just yesterday on what was quite an oily internal bit of glass. And it was flawless for that as well. It was really, really brilliant at dealing with the internal glass as well. So nothing really here that I can knock. Nothing that, you know, you can't really love. So yeah, if you're after a new glass cleaner, I'd recommend it. Buy some. Blame it on me, as I always say to you guys. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I'm sure you'll love it. Links are below as always. Back to me in the kitchen.
So, Vision Glass Cleaner by Obsession Wax. I said it was good. I told you it was good. It really, really is that good as a glass cleaner. Next up, we're going to take a look at Wowo Microfibre Refresher. See, is it worth the money? Is it worth spending the extra pennies over and above a typical liquid detergent? The short answer is yes, but the long answer is in this segment now, and I'll show you just why you should. Enjoy.
Hey guys, so a review overview of Wowo's Microfibre Refresher. This one's going to get me in trouble. I didn't really think about this one until I really sat down here for voiceover, but consider my pain here, guys. I have managed to successfully film, document, and soon to be uploaded to YouTube, where it will be seen by people, typically speaking, in over 50 countries. I've filmed and documented that I know how the washing machine works at home. I think some of you can really feel my pain. Some of you will just say, stop moaning, but it's just one of those horrible things. It's going to be held over me by my wife forevermore. I'm never going to be able to escape it. But I'll take it on the chin for you guys in order to bring you reviews. So, Microfiber Refresher from Wowo. I've just not used. I've not used microfiber wash before. I've always used a liquid detergent, non-bio, no softeners, all of that sort of stuff. The typical advice you can see when you go onto the forums. So going into this, my thought, like a lot of you guys, particularly those that haven't used it, is it worth the cost difference between what you can buy non-bio liquid detergent for? Because you're looking about £8 for 500 ml of this stuff. And to put that into some context, it tells you on the bottle to use between 60 and 100 ml per wash. So potentially 5 uses for that. So it does make it look on paper expensive in comparison. But it got me thinking, because in detailing and car cleaning, it's not the only thing that we do in that way, price-wise, where we pay more. But, you know, in our heads, it's fine. So take the previous segment, the glass cleaner. Yes, I can nip down Wilko's. Yes, I can buy a glass cleaner for 50p. But I don't. Why? I think it's a reasonable question. So once you've tried a certain product, you understand sort of the preference of using it. So I had to go into this one open-minded, although initially speaking, I was kind of looking at it thinking this potentially could be a really expensive way to look after your stuff. But what I did is I divided all my cloths up, and I'd give that advice to you guys as well. When you're washing through all your bits and bobs, divide them up in appropriate piles. So I've got all my manky stuff that gets washed on its own. My drying towels, they get washed, you know, together, but on their own, just drying towels. Things for removing wax, they're all on their own. and all my red stuff from Wowo, that gets washed on its own because the red dye tends to bleed out. So get everything divided up. The instructions say, like I said, between 60 and 100 mil. So I started with 60. It also says you can put it into the drum of the machine. So you saw me just kind of liberally putting it into the drum of the machine. I also tried it in the drawer, and I have to say for me that just felt more natural, more right. I tested a couple of bits and bobs. So I showed you guys some stains. I'll show you before and after. This is absorbency in my 2 drying towels. So again, I'll show you before and after, just so you can see, you know, is it better, worse, just the same? For me, I would recommend when you guys use this, do the drawer system. I think it gives a better delivery into the washing machine. You know, it's not just going to be soaked into one particular cloth or towel. I tried 60, I tried 100 mil, couldn't really see a discernible difference between that. So err on the 60 side of things, unless you're going for a really, really big wash. I think maybe if you're going through it for a lot of towels, maybe you'd ramp it up, but it certainly didn't improve the cleaning power. Now, in terms of cleaning power, I would have to say this doesn't offer anything more than a normal wash. So the stains in these towels that a normal wash could not lift out. This didn't lift them out equally, and that's not a bad thing. You know, the things that I've stained on these towels are the sort of things that will be there to stay. So there's rust on one of the drying towels. There is some tar on the wheel mitt. I was expecting them to stay. If anything, I was kind of hoping this would fetch them out, so it'd give me another sort of string to the bow of this product. But in summary, and as this sort of video just winds through me doing the last bits and bobs, can I recommend this product? Yes, actually. I surprised myself when I kind of finished with this. And here's why. All of my towels, all of them, the utility ones, the knackered old ones, the drying towels, they all felt brand new. Now, normally when you wash them, because you don't use softener, they feel like they need it. The towels all came out. They smelt really fresh. The refresher is unscented, but it cleans them and it gives it sort of a real neutral type of freshen scent. They all felt brilliant, and refresher is the best word for them. It feels like they've kind of just come from the factory, and I'm sure that will translate through into, you know, putting them in use. Can I justify the cost? Yes, again I can. When I really do sit down and consider it, why would I skimp at this stage? These are things that I'm going to put in direct contact with my paint. I put so much money and care and attention into preserving that paint. Why would I skip what is, you know, an extra couple of quid for just cleaning these towels? I honestly can't give you a good reason not to. I'm kind of keen to try other microfiber refreshers now, other microfiber washes, and then stack them up against the Wowo one, because I think the Wowo one is brilliant. It does exactly everything that it claims it would. It's brought back the quality to the towels, and it has refreshed them. I've dropped the link below. I'd encourage you guys to try this. The one thing I'd encourage Wowo to do is to offer it in larger sizes, because I'm going to blast through this too quick. So that's the only thing I would tweak if I were them, is I would add into it an additional size option, you know, maybe a 5 litre or, you know, something like that. Other than that, no faults, nothing to complain, nothing that I would tweak. I'd say go and buy some. Back to me in the kitchen.
And on to the final part of the show. A one manufacturer cleans from a very new brand called Liquid Gloss Car Care. The description houses, as always, the links for everything that you see here. Why don't you check this out, and if you have any questions, fire them below. I'll be happy to answer them. Enjoy.
Hey guys, so on to the final part of the show. It's a bit of a one manufacturer cleans. It's enough of a brand overview to call it one of those for Liquid Gloss Car Care. So Liquid Gloss, a chap called Steve reached out to me, asked if I wouldn't mind trying a few of his products. We had a good chat, Steve and I, back and forth, and I have to say there's pictures right at the end of this review of the new branding. We had a good long discussion on his labels, and I put the pictures at the end, so if you guys do look into this, and the links are all below, make sure you know what they look like. So you might think you're on the wrong shop if you're looking for the labels that are in this video, because they are no longer current. He sent to me a shampoo, a snow foam, sent to me a wheel cleaner, a glass cleaner, a quick detailer and a spray wax. So enough to give the car a going over. Started up with mixing the shampoo up and onto the wheels. So pre-rinsed with the wheels, liberal spraying of the wheel cleaner. Scent-wise, the shampoo had a very noticeable bubblegum scent. The wheel cleaner, however, had no real noticeable scent, but it wasn't unpleasant. So it was just a bit nondescript, really, if I could put it that way. Did it work as a wheel cleaner? Yeah, it was actually very good at what it is designed to do. Had a reasonable amount of cut, cleaned the wheel up nicely, didn't cause me any issues. And rinsed off nicely as well. Didn't leave any residue or any film behind that I could tell. So solid effort on the wheel cleaner. Same goes for the shampoo in this initial test just with cleaning the wheels. Obviously we'll come back to cleaning the car with the shampoo shortly. After the wheels were done, and these are the sort of the afters, you can see it cleaned up all the stuff it should. For full disclosure, the Shiny Garage review, which was at the beginning of this episode, was filmed, I would say, maybe 2 to 3 weeks after this. So with me cleaning the same set of wheels twice in one episode, just wanted to clarify that one wasn't sort of piggybacking on the other. I don't want to do either product a disservice that way. They both had a dirty wheel to contend with, and they both did a great job. With the snow foam, mixed it up 50ml to 500ml of water. Applied, wasn't the thickest, so as such it did move down the panel nicely, which is what you want from a snow foam. These clingy shaving foam ones, not always the best at cleaning. Yes, they do kind of look Instagram worthy, but it's not what it's about. Effectiveness is really key here. So it moved down the panel well. It does in turn give you a shorter dwell time, so I wasn't pushed, it certainly wasn't a rush. But with a darker car on a hot day, it's just something to keep an eye on, that you are trading cleaning power with less time to work around with your brushes and your tight work, things like that. Once it had sort of dwelled, rinse it down, and it dealt with everything pretty well. I would describe it as a summer snow foam. So with how it dealt with what was on the car and, was sort of the height of summer, I would imagine pitched against, thick salt and things like that, it might have struggled, might have dealt with, or might have been better with a little bit of extra cut to it. So maybe for Steve, maybe for liquid gloss, they could even work into the range a secondary one, much in the same way Bear Car Care do. They have a sort of a standard and a pro version in case you do need a bit of extra beans to it for those winter months. It wouldn't be a bad addition to the range, in my opinion. On to washing from that point. I have to say, I really do like the shampoo. The cleaning power on it was good. Suds to panel transfer, good too. The scent was nice. I do love a good bubblegum scent. So one of the standout products for me of the set that he sent to me. Again, rinsed off nicely as well. So nothing really here not to love. It was a nice product, a nice shampoo. It is a wash and wax shampoo. Again, for me, I tend to err more towards a pure shampoo, but that's just personal preference. For you, obviously, you might want to make your own decisions as to what suits you. But again, an addition to the range potentially for liquid gloss in the future could be a pure shampoo just the same. Since they sent to me a quick detailer and a spray wax, what I decided to do was use the quick detailer first, spray wax second, and use the quick detailer as a bit of a drying aid as well, just to kind of give both the opportunity to do what they need to do. I describe as a combo, the type of finish that they leave is a very clean finish. So it doesn't add a lot of depth. For comparison's sake, say like the Shiny Garage one, but it does leave some gloss. You can see it's noticeable on the paint, and it does leave some protection, when I check the beading afterwards as well. Very, very easy to use. No real need to go back and buff. It wasn't that type of spray wax, although just as courtesy, you always flip the cloth over and just give the car a quick wipe over. But quick spritz onto the panel, wipe and buff around was all it was needed. And for me, it was a very quick top up of gloss, and a nice one at that as well. After that, onto the glass cleaner. Paired this with the Clean Glass Shine, and it did a perfect job. It did exactly what you'd want from a glass cleaner. all in all, in summary, and I've spoke with Steve from Liquid Gloss quite a lot. We've messaged each other back and forth over the last few weeks. I never want to knock a brand. That's not my style. I always kind of look at what can be improved, if there's anything that I think needs to and could be improved. And there's such a saturation on the market of these brands. I think if you're not willing to improve or to listen, that you kind of get swallowed up. And to Steve's credit, I approached him with two things, and he's dealing with them. He's dealt with one, he's dealing with the other. So number one, with the labels. The labels were quite basic. They're quite sparse, particularly in the information. And Steve went out immediately, spent the money and got new labels printed. And now they look like a brand. They have personality. They have, their own look to them. So it's good that he went out and did that. And it shows that sort of he's serious about moving the brand forward. The pictures you'll see in a second for those, I think you'll like. The other thing which, like I say, I never want to knock a brand, but consider this. Most products nowadays to market work. They'll all do a solid job. So you're left with what's called a unique selling point. Why should I buy from you? Now, you're going to obviously support Steve, and that's a good thing. You're going to support a guy in his business venture. But that's not enough for everyone. So a brand needs to find its own USP, and that's on Steve to try and find that. So in summary, I can tell you this. Everything works. It all does a solid job. It's all very, very competent. Why should you buy the products? Past supporting a guy, I can't give you a secondary reason. I hope that Liquid Gloss Car Care can. And if they can, they'll succeed and they'll thrive in the industry. The links are below. If you want to look into them, if you want to support the little guy, do. You guys know I'm a big advocate of that, and I do wholeheartedly mean that and believe that. If you got any questions for me, got any questions for Steve, ask in the comments below. That's it. That's Liquid Gloss Car Care done. Back to me in the kitchen.
And that rounds off this episode of the Detailing Show. As always, I say to you guys, if you want to like, share, comment, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, it all helps the channel to grow, and I'm very, very grateful for all of you that do that. Check back for the next episode, which will be coming next week. We're going to be looking at Obsession Wax's Rosé Evolution. We're going to be having a look at a few different brushes, so specifically Auto Glands have got a fantastic range of brushes that I was lucky enough to try, so that is coming up in the next episode too. Detailing Swabs 2 as a new company that seems to have sprouted up on eBay, but they're making these little tiny cotton bud type things. But I'll give you a full rundown of those as well. We're going to be looking at Bright Max's all-in-one. We've got a lot going on. So bottom line, stay tuned, be subscribed, tick that bell notification icon just below, and you will be informed when the next video drops. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.